Hello. I'm going to show you guys how I do my makeup as a 33, I think, year old. Because when I posted a get ready with me quick video, I had people asking questions and saying they didn't know how to do makeup. And I am not a makeup influencer, but I'm going to show you guys what I do that is tried and true for me. Anyways, I have my eye mask on here. Don't go outside when it is under 20 degrees wearing these because it's really cold. So we're gonna do some skincare first. So I start with my under eye mask. These are the COS RX Nail Mucin ones. I like them because of how big they are. I've been really into my eye mask lately. Anywho daisies. Then we're going to use this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Triple Bounce Serum. I really like this a lot. It has 1.7% multi-weight hyaluronic acid. It goes a long way with this, but my skin is also very sensitive. Fun fact, when I was a teenager, I did 2 rounds of Accutane. 0 out of 10 do not recommend. Yes, it gave me clear skin, but that was one hell of a process. I think they have lawsuits too, so anywho, the point in me saying that is if you are somebody that has sensitive skin, these products I use have been great for me. They don't break out my skin or do anything weird. So then I'm gonna moisturize with this is CeraVe. Actually, it might be St. Ives, which I am not a big St. Ives person. If y'all remember their apricot scrub and all the hates that got, but this lotion is really good. It's a collagen lotion, which I have found out that collagen skincare is a scam because it can't be like absorbed in the ways that like people claim it can be. I don't know. But I like this lotion. I've been using it for literally years. It's lightweight. It's not like a heavy lotion. So when I do my skincare in the morning and at night, it's sufficient for me. Don't forget the neck. We love her too. I do recommend using like some type of exfoliant for your face a couple times a week. I have not been doing that, but it really does make a world of difference, especially if your skin is aging, to really take care of it and make it smoother and just get all that nastiness off your face. Okay, and then we're gonna let our skincare dry. I'm gonna spray some of this Oink Onks Coconut Bliss Hydrating Body Shimmer Mist because it was on clearance at Kroger and I love everything coconut. So okay, so ideally at this point we have some type of primer. I am out. I usually use this Maybelline Grippy Serum. This is a newer primer that I've tried that I really like. It makes your face sticky-ish, not in a bad way, but it really actually helps your makeup stay on. As I'm out of this, I need to repurchase this. I have this Power Grip e.l.f. setting spray that I'm just gonna spray on my face beforehand, and then we let that dry. So now that our skin is prepped and ready to go, I'm gonna use this Misha BB cream in shade 21 for my skin. This was going viral on TikTok and I had to get it. I usually use this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I don't like the matte version. I like the glow version. My skin can get pretty dry. And this is really good coverage, especially with a beauty blender that's not super cakey. It gives me the coverage that I want. But I've been less into wearing makeup a lot of times. And so I wanted to try this BB cream because it is a lighter coverage, really good coverage for a BB cream. But I'm using a damp beauty blender and I'm just going to put some on here and tap that on my face. So in my 20s, I used to use a brush for my foundation, but I like using a damp beauty blender because it just gives me a more even coverage and I feel like it's not putting as much product on my face in a bad way. I am not as good personally at using a brush for foundation application. Fun fact, when I first started using beauty blenders, I was very confused because I didn't know that you had to wet them. And I was like, oh my god, these suck. Why are people using these? Because I was using a dry beauty blender to put my makeup on. And then I learned that I had to wet it and it was like, oh. We're gonna blend our neck because we are not in 2006. Depending on what I'm wearing that day, I will blend this down into my chest because obvious reasons. A lot of times when I get the lightest shade of foundation, it is still too dark because I am very pale It is also winter time. Now, I am going to be going in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in their lightest shade. I am going to put a little dab here in the corner. This is a really good coverage concealer, so I don't need a whole lot. I'm just going to put a little in the corners. And then I always do some over in this area because I get redness on this area usually throughout the day, and this helps to prevent that. If you are a highlighting queen, you can also do some on your nose, your forehead, and a little bit down here if you want to, but I don't do all that. And then we're just going to use our beauty blender and we're going to blend that ish out. Blend, 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 blend. But we're going to matte that a little bit with some powder. Use this little tapered brush here. I'll see if I can find it and link it in the comments, but this has a lot of really good brushes in it that I have been using for a while. So I am using this Airspun loose face powder. And so we're gonna set our face, but I'm just gonna take a little bit on the brush, tap it out, and just kind of like pat it under my eyes and make the skin a little bit more matte. But I usually just set like this directly with this brush on the places where I put concealer. And so like I'll go over here and set this. And then once I set those areas, I will take a big kabuki brush and just get that all up in there. Tap out the excess and apply this all over the face. What I do is I do my first layer of mascara. We're gonna need our eyelash curler, and then I do my first layer of mascara with Essence. I have the waterproof and non-waterproof, and I'm going to curl my lashes. And so I'll just clamp down and then I kind of take it up like this. And when I put my mascara on, kind of just like bristle the tips first for like length. And I'm really just doing like a light application when I do my first layer because I don't want it to get clumpy or spider-like, and so I'm just kind of setting a foundation for that first layer. I can go in a little bit more when it dries and I do my second layer with a different mascara. I look crazy. So now we're going to do some shape shifting. We're going to do our bronzer and highlighter. So I literally just use this Rimmel Stay Matte powder in a darker shade. I don't necessarily specifically buy bronzer. I'll just get like a shade that I like for my skin tone. This is in the shade 021 Nude, and I have this little brush right here that I use to do my contour. So if I'm really feeling myself, I will do the top of my big old forehead up here. Then I'm going to do under my cheekbone right here all the way up to my ear, and I'm just going to be really light with the brush. I'm not like going in super hard. I'm just going to circle motions and do like a line right here, back and forth. And then I do my jawline down here all the way up to kind of connect right here. And the same thing on the other side. Some people also take their contour and do like the sides of their nose to make their nose look smaller if you want to do that. I don't usually do that. You can also put a little bit of contour under your lower lip right here to increase like the depth of your lip. I don't know. Then before I even blend out my bronzer, I will apply my highlighter. So I'm gonna take my fan brush. I don't even know what brand this is anymore. Oh, this is Revolution Highlighter Reloaded and Set the Tone. I don't know, but I finally hit pan on this thing. I feel like I've had it forever. I'm just gonna dap that in there and just kind of hit up there on the apples of my cheeks up to my eye, and do the same thing on the other side. If I'm feeling really fancy, I will do the tip of my nose really lightly. Then I will also do like up under the arch of my eyebrow if I want a little bit of extra sparkle that day. And now we're gonna blend, like our life is counting on us to blend our face. I'm gonna go in with a kabuki brush. We're gonna blend this out. So we're gonna start with the forehead and blend, blend, blend until you can't blend no more. Our face is done. I'm gonna set my lower lashes super gently, just kind of wiggle back and forth there. Now I'm going to do my brows. I use this NYX Tame and Frame in the shade Blonde because it's the only shade that I like. It's still a little bit too dark for me, but any other blonde brow pomade that I have found is not really acceptable. So that's what it looks like. And then I have my little spoolie brush with my angle tip here to do my brows. So I'm just going to brush these bad boys out. I am not a brow expert at all, so I will dip this in the pomade and just kind of get it on there. And I usually start with the arch of my brow and gently kind of line it into the shape I want. But yeah, I go backwards when I do my brows because I'm a weirdo. Then I will start underneath here and just kind of go in light strokes to line and define it. And then I'll kind of fill in above that, but I don't really like line the top here. I just do the bottom and then I kind of line it to go in the motion that I desire. Now our brows are done and they look not great, but it's a start. Now our first layer of mascara is probably dry at this point. And so we're going to go in with our second layer. So for my second layer, I use Maybelline's Lash Sensational in Very Black. I've been using this for years. I love this, love this, love this. This combination of mascaras, I'm telling y'all. All right, so I'm going to curl my lashes again and basically do the same thing that we did the first time. I'm just going to go a little heavier in the base of my lashes as opposed to like the tips of my lashes. So we're going to curl that. And I usually separate it a little bit before and apply. Boom. I don't really do a whole lot with eyeshadow or anything like that. I do want to maybe start playing around with that again soon, but I have never been super duper great with eyeshadow. I just kind of keep it simple. I'm going to spray my face with the setting spray that we started with. And that's it, guys. Simple. Gonna spray some heat protectant in my hair, blow dry it, straighten it, and hop on a live with you guys soon. Anywho, hope that was helpful. I will link products in the comments if you guys like them and want to try them out. And have a great day.